welcome to the Life After Her podcast episode with yours truly, Nicole and Sweeney. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for yet another podcast episode. I know it's been quite some time since I've done an episode, but I've been in this new season in my life professionally, mentally, and spiritually. And so I just been taking this time just to really enjoy this new season God has placed me in. And I'm just learning so much, enjoying this new season, and I am trying to make the most of it. And so I hope that all has been well with you and that you are enjoying your life wherever you may be. Today's podcast episode is actually about the biggest mindset hurdle and how I was able to overcome it. But before we talk a little bit about that, I just want to get you guys excited about part 2 of my fiction novel, Life After Her, A Sister's Tale, The Post Breakup. My book signing will be August of 2023. I will keep you updated on the location and the exact date so that you can support. One of the exciting things about this second fiction novel is that I am actually going to provide a portion of my sales to the East Orange Public Library. Yes, the East Orange Public Library. It's my hometown, and it was actually the very beginning of my writing season in my life. And I used to attend the East Orange Library as a little girl. My mom used to take my siblings and I there all the time. And when I became an adult, I always visited there. And I actually took a class there, a writing class there, right after I graduated college. And so I am very big on giving back to my community. So your support, your purchase of my book will help and support the East Orange Public Library. So stay tuned for more information as I get you guys the location and the exact date of my book signing. So I hope to see you all there. Now, today's podcast episode was a personal one for me. Overcoming a mindset is a lot of work, right? Because when we are so used to thinking a certain way, so used to doing life a certain way, it does take some time to overcome it and to change the way we think. And so I want to share a little bit about how I was able to overcome a mindset hurdle that I had and what I did to overcome it. So just to give you a little background about myself is I am a true servant at heart. I love helping people. I love supporting people and being there for people and always lending a helping hand. That is just who I am and something I absolutely enjoy doing in a genuine way. However, that can be a little draining. And let me tell you why. It was very hard for me to learn how to create peace in my own atmosphere or how to say no. I know I'm not the only one who has experienced some personal challenges with that, whether it was at work or with family or friends or just in general. Sometimes when you are an empathetic person and you are a giver and a helper, sometimes it's hard to say no because the core of who you are, you always want to make sure that someone is okay and that they have what they need. And oftentimes that can come at our very own expense, right? Sometimes we can help people before we check in with ourselves. Sometimes we're overextending ourselves before we figure out what it is that we need. And so today I want to share with you some of the ways I was able to overcome it and to create an atmosphere of peace in my own personal life. And I hope that these tools will help you in your own personal journey as well. Oftentimes we think that we are mean, when we are telling people no. Sometimes we think that when we tell individuals no, that we don't care about them. And sometimes we feel that we endure this sense of spiritual punishment when we put others, when we put our needs before others. And I want to debunk that myth right now. That is not always the case. And I want to share with you some of the strategies I personally use in order to get through this particular season in my life. So, number one, I had to learn myself. I had to become more self aware of my feelings, my thoughts, and even my intuition. A lot of times I didn't listen to myself. I would quiet my voice. Sometimes I would really consider how I felt after I had expended myself or after I had said yes to something that I really didn't want to. And so I had to really figure out what it was I needed to do in order to learn myself. And so one of the best ways in order to learn yourself is to spend some time alone. I know this may be hard for individuals who have a family at home and who are always around people like myself, but you have to be intentional about spending time with yourself, even if it's for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for half an hour. Be intentional about setting time to the side to spend with yourself. I think that is one of the best ways to figure out who you are, what you like, some of the things that excite you, some of the things that bring you joy, some of the things that make you upset and frustrated and angry and sad. And being able to learn who you are as a person. Because we live in a society, a culture, and a generation where we're constantly getting fed information about who we are as a person or who we should be or what we should do or how we should respond to certain scenarios or what we should wear or how we should act or how we should show up in the workplace or with our family or in relationships or with our friends. And while some of that may be good information, however, I think it is more important that you figure out what are some of the things that you like, you enjoy, and who you are as a person so that you know your true, authentic self. So I strongly encourage you to spend some time alone. And we know that it's not good to be in isolation or to withdraw yourself from connecting with people and being around people, but it's very important for you to spend time with yourself so that you know who you are. When you know who you are, you're able to make better, wiser, and more authentic decisions for yourself and about yourself. So that was the number one way I was able to overcome the biggest mindset hurdle that I had, which was creating peace in my atmosphere. So I want to challenge you to learn yourself. The second tool I use in order to overcome my biggest mindset hurdle was I had to really, really, really listen to my feelings, my thoughts, and my intuition. Y'all, I don't know how many times in my life where I felt something in my spirit, where I thought it in my mind, and I I just I had a feeling on the inside of me and I would suppress it or I would dismiss it. That is a no-no. You do not want to ever do that. whatever it is that might be resonating with you on the inside, your thoughts, your feelings, or your intuition, you have to listen to that voice. I believe God gave each of us a voice, not only for us to make certain decisions in life, but to also make certain decisions about individuals that may be in our lives, right? So our voice is supposed to serve as a protector. It's supposed to protect us from dangerous situations or situations that may have us in a whirlwind of a mental mind spin or mental roller coaster. And so it's very important that you listen to your body, your thoughts, your feelings, and your intuition. I promise you, if God gave us each a voice, which I believe that He has done, He will show you things before they happen. And so it's very important that you listen to your voice on the inside. Now, the thing about listening to your voice is that you want to listen to it and you don't want it to necessarily dictate how you live your life. There is a difference, listening versus dictating. Listening allows you to become more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and your intuition, but allowing that to dictate your every move is not always a good thing. So you always want to filter out what it is that you're feeling, of course, with prayer and time and just asking God to reveal things to you so that you do make the right decision. All right. So I don't want that to be confused with dictating your every move. Yes, listen to your feelings, your thoughts, your body, and your intuition, but don't allow that to dictate your every move. You always want to ask God what it is that He's telling you so that you can make the right move and the right decisions for your personal life. The the third tool I use in order to overcome my biggest mindset hurdle was acting it out. How many of you have ever been in a situation where you may have asked God for something or prayed to God to help you with a particular area in your life, such as patience or just being able to speak up for yourself, whatever the case may be? God will always create opportunities for you to act it out, right? Because there isn't really a process that you endure, but you also have to implement it. So not only do you have to learn these things, but you also have to act it out. You have to implement it. So God will create certain situations or experiences in your life so that you can implement it, so that you can practice it, so that you can become better at the area in which you are trying to work at. And the fourth tool I used was that I had to educate myself on that particular area. So I am very, very big on learning and becoming a better version of myself and educating myself and just becoming a very well-versed person, a well-rounded person. You also want to educate yourself on a particular topic that or an area that you may be struggling in, whether it's relationships, maintaining boundaries, how to forgive individuals, even grieving over certain life experiences. There's so much information out there that will help you to overcome these hurdles. So you do not have to stay stuck wherever you are in life. God wants you to be empowered. He wants you to become a better person. He wants you to be all that He has called you to be. And so it does require work on our end as well. God will never leave us nor forsake us. Hebrews 13:5, which is my favorite scripture. And I believe that when you make an effort to become a better person, God will meet you more than half of the way. So I hope that this podcast episode was helpful. Overcoming a mindset hurdle is a lot, and it takes some time. So whatever space you may find yourself in, give yourself some grace, allow yourself to grow, even allow yourself to have some setbacks. That is okay. Just remember to always get back up. You never, ever have to stay down. So until next time, I hope that you guys are safe and well, and I look forward to coming back to talk to you guys again. And don't forget, Life After Hurt, A Sister's Tale Part 2 will be coming out in August of 2023. Stay tuned for the details. And remember that God is proud of you.